Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tusk Talk with Ty. It's Monday night. We've got some breaking news. Literally, as we were prepping for this live show, Arkansas Razorback fans found out on Twitter just now that possible backup quarterback, true freshman, once committed to UCLA, Madden Iamaleava, has entered the transfer portal. Thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, subscribe as you're hopping in here. This is it's just crazy. It just hit us right now. I mean, we had to change the thumbnail, all the information, the tags, everything. So we're kind of like we're gonna be figuring this out together. What's up, Ross? How you doing, man? Appreciate you for being here. Kelly Williams, appreciate you for being here. This is kind of crazy. I'm gonna say, Travis, 80% of me is surprised, while the other 20% of me, given what just happened with his brother at Tennessee, may not be as surprising. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not,
I think he figured out that he knows how to play football still. And then I'm going to say, I think certain family members were like, oh, he's still good. Maybe Petrino praised him too much because all of a sudden he's gone. It's like, man, you guys, what is going on?
Well, it wasn't just Petrino. I mean, it was definitely local media. The articles being written about him. I mean, I highly doubt he listens to this show, but I did say, like 2 weeks ago, that he was going to be he's going to be a backup quarterback. I said this 2 weeks ago, and I said it last week. He will be the backup quarterback by the end of the season or before the end of the year.
We just didn't know we had the wrong team.
This is crazy.
I'm kind of bummed, bro, because I thought he was going to be like super good. And I was like, that's our guy. You know who's taking their lucky stars? KJ Jackson's like, yeah, I'm cool with this.
Yeah. For
Tyler
sure.
Not Tyler Wilson. What was the kid's name? From Conway.
Oh, yeah. Damn it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I hate
Wilson,
that. Anyway,
the other guy.
Did I call him Tyler Wilson?
You did call him Tyler Wilson, not Tyler Wilson.
Wilson, the kid from.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I don't
know his first name.
Other Wilson,
the other guy,
the younger Wilson. God dang it.
We can't have nothing nice, guys. Just a
Grayson
clown world.
Wilson.
Grayson Wilson.
Grayson Wilson. Yeah, out of Conway. Yeah.
Man.
So
another Iamaleava situation.
Iamaleava.
Mike and them.
Iamaleava. That's it, bro. I am. Yeah. I mean, 20% of me is not shocked or not surprised, given what just happened with his older brother at Tennessee.
I'm a little more surprised because I thought with all the situation from his brother in Tennessee, they would have kind of learned something. Because, make no mistake, Iamaleava took a pay cut to go to UCLA.
Yeah,
and he's getting taxed more in California.
Oh yeah, good Lord! Why you chose to go to California is beyond me.
Who else was going to take him? Nobody's dealing with this shit, man. They put the foot down.
That is the ultimate question. Both these guys, he played. So if you don't know, for the four people that don't realize, Madden Iamaleava, who was a 4-star, he committed late with Arkansas in the 25 recruiting cycle. Good sized kid, 6'3", almost 200 pounds. Did not play his senior year of high school. And I think the expectation was he was going to come in spring camp. Thank God, right? He's going to come in and he's going to get caught up and, he's going to have to compete with Wilson and, maybe he'll get on the heels of KJ Jackson, who's year 2 under the Petrino system. He's going to have to compete with all these guys and maybe he could make the third string. Well, all through spring camp, I'm going to tell you, everyone that I have talked with that has been at camp, including my one day of camp, I can add a little bit to this. He never looked like shy at all. I don't know about the understanding of the system. I'm sure there's a lot there that we don't know as far as where he was at in the Petrino system, like how much he could consume and know and retain and then, go do the thing. But I know that he in fastball, it never looked like the game had like he was playing catch up through spring camp.
Again, did he expect to come in and start? Like, what do you want?
I don't know. That is the question. I think it certainly does feel like probably a family member was involved. Probably the dad, right? I mean, that's what Tennessee fans are saying about
Insert
Nico.
Cash or select payment type. Use pin pad to complete transaction.
Is that you?
And there's that. Yes. One of my new buttons since this era sucks.
That's a pretty good. That's a very appropriate button push. I just when all this stuff happened with Nico, there was a part of me that was like, this has got the ball situation written all over it. Like this feels weird. Not that we haven't heard of like parents getting involved in players before the ball kids. But this kind of has that feeling to it with what Tennessee fans were saying. And now here we are with Madden Iamaleava or Iamaleava in the portal. And it's the college version of this. And it's I don't know, man.
Incredible.
Does not bode well. I don't know what to make of the future of the position. Although this sport nowadays, it's no longer about building up. You're not building an area of either side of the ball anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not recruiting a guy and then trying to develop him over the span of 2, 3, maybe even long-term 4 years like you used to because of the portal. So there's always this giant like question mark about the future, not only just that of developing any quarterback for that matter, but then what is the future for Sam Pittman and Bobby Petrino? Maybe that was also kind of weighed on the table and the family didn't maybe understand the.
Well, I'm just like, you didn't know that before you jumped ship from UCLA at the 11th hour?
Yeah. To be fair, if you're out on the West Coast, even though you've got a big brother who
time
just
delay,
lost,
I got it.
who just lost Arkansas. I get, but like, I get that, like maybe not fully understanding the situation. You know what I mean? Like he gets here and then he's like, oh, wow, Petrino may not be here next year. Maybe that was the reason why he came here. He wanted to be developed by Petrino. Maybe that's what this is all about. And maybe it was looming over his head that Arkansas might realistically be without him long term. He may not be back for whatever reason, right?
That dude's dad is like the LeVar Ball of football.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Jesus.
The Ball family.
Yeah.
LeVar Ball, yeah.
Yep, exactly. Man, what is going on? What is going on?
I don't know.
It's all over Twitter. People on Twitter are roasting this dude. Eesh. That's not good.
I hope he's got I hope their family has a team of social media experts, how to handle this because they're about to get buried.
Dude, so bad.
It's going to get pretty ugly.
And it sucks because honestly, like him leaving wouldn't have been. I mean, well, he was an early enrollee and he came. What did he come in January? Did he come in this?
He's a spring. I mean, he was here during the spring camp.
So it's like, he just got here, so it's still not an awesome look. I was gonna say if the thing that hadn't happened with his brother, it wouldn't be so bad, but it kind of is.
Well, wait. What do you mean?
Well, I was just thinking like how big of a deal that the Nico situation was.
Yeah.
And how ugly it got with leaving Tennessee and hold him up and all that mess. And I'm thinking like it wouldn't be as bad on Madden if his brother hadn't just pulled all that stuff. Because now everyone hates Nico. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And then now Madden's just following suit. And it's like, man, what are y'all doing?
Well, they clearly, I mean, listen, if you're approaching this like a business, which I'm sure they are, I'm sure that's how this family's operating this. Because I mean, you got kids that are making millions of dollars, even though Nico was wanting $4 million from Tennessee, right? And then I think what is he making at UCLA? What was reported 1.6?
1.6, but he's going to get about half of that with California taxes. Dude, what if he's going to UCLA to back up his brother?
Well,
wouldn't that be crazy?
We did just see that with Big Z.
Yep,
with that family. So I mean, it's not unheard of. But that'd be a real stinker.
J-Rod on Twitter just said, "Go grocery shop and come back. Madden is transferring." I'm reading Twitter in real time just because this is crazy.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Big Man Ross has hit the like button. Please share the content, please. YouTube's not like it once was. No. It is not real kind to certain channels. So you guys hitting the like button, asking questions, the more you interact with this channel, the more likely we're to get some love out in the YouTube space. Mr. DC Kyle says, what a joke. What a joke. Like the NFL scouts said before, players are all about money, not development anymore. Well, let's not sit here and act like money has never been a part of the equation, though, Kyle. Let's not sit here and act like, oh, this is some new. What's new is him getting into the portal. Like, that's the difference here. The portal that allows this to happen is new. The immediate eligibility is just, it's not good for college football. I don't think the overall health, it's not good for college football.
You know what I just thought about? He can't transfer to an SEC team.
That's true. So maybe he is going out to the West Coast.
I mean, where else is he going to go? I don't know. How crazy would that be to ditch that school last second and then go back to that school? It was crazy to me that Nico landed there because they dealt with a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? To get him there, but not to. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Kyle.
Most hated family in college football history. It could be
possibly
if this gets ugly and they continue doing this. I mean, we got to remember the older older brother's only a redshirt sophomore. Now, I don't know if he's gonna, end up in the NFL after this year, or at UCLA. I mean, I know he's thought of very highly, which is why he was such a highly rated portal player. I mean, he was, I think, no matter the quarterback or the time in which they went into the portal, I know he was a 4-star. I know Nico was a 4-star in the portal, in the rankings for the portal rankings. Mike and them says Nico, after playing for a year, had to go to UCLA because no other offers. Madden has not played. Who is going to call him?
That's why I think it's a UCLA thing.
If it gets out to be a money thing, I don't know. Conway quarterback is happy. Well,
yes, he is. He is.
So is KJ Jackson, right? I mean, so is KJ freaking Jackson, right?
Who's the other one we got? We got one more in there.
You got Blake Boda.
Yeah, he's happy.
Who was once committed to Petrino while he was the offense coordinator at UNLV for like 5 seconds until he left. Patreon is popping. It is popping. We've been in on a lot of really good stuff. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but so many people just, I realize there's other Discords. I realize there's information everywhere, but I'm telling you, we've been getting stuff. I know there's been several things we've been ahead on. So I'm just telling you, Tusk Talk Discord, Patreon chat has been crushing it. It doesn't hurt. You got at least 2 insiders in there. So just saying. And then with football, of course, we're going to give you all the stuff we can. I've got content coming up for football. I've got some spring camp ideas, ideas for videos for the depth chart and everything moving forward. I don't think I've seen you since your vacation time. I appreciate that, Fish Man. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. This is the other question. I realized that Iamaleava was not a part. Like,
dude, he was going to be a big deal here.
He was. Does this? Listen, football. When you follow a team, it's all about that hype and momentum carrying you into fall camp. It doesn't feel like, and we're going to get into the portal stuff here in just a second with Razorback football and basketball, by the way. We got some stuff to talk about. We got
the original plan.
We got the original plan for this show, which was going to focus on basketball and a certain player for Arkansas that was we'll get into it in a second. But football is right now, it feels like it's carrying itself not very well when you're talking about momentum, whether it's a lack of excitement from fans, because they didn't win some games they should have won a year ago, right? You're going into yet another year with Sam Pittman. It feels like all the hype and everything went out the window when you had that 4-win season. That just really crushed Pittman. The hiring of
Enos buried him, dude.
Dan Enos just absolutely was like the beginning. It felt like, well, that's the beginning of the end. Then you move on, and eventually you bring in Petrino, which was a good move. I'm just going to tell you, I think it was a great move. And you're riding into the offseason. You got your 7 wins. You're trying everything and everything you can to build a little bit of momentum and excitement. Well, what happens? Overall, your portal job, I would say, is like a B-, somewhere in the B's, right? Not enough to move the needle for most fans. Okay, you're going through spring camp. Well, then we find out that they're shrinking the media availability, so you have way less access. You're not seeing as much. It's almost like they're kicking themselves in the ass with the lack of, like, you need to push content, and it shouldn't just be from your own Razorback content people right there at the U of A. You need the media. You need that you need people out there posting this stuff, creating a little bit of buzz, creating excitement and hype. Well, they don't do that. Well, then the damn red-white scrimmage gets handled. I'm just going to say it right now. It was handled poorly. They waited until 10:30 or something, 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday to tell you that, oh, no, we're not doing a red-white scrimmage.
Ty. He didn't know what to do.
Oh.
Come on, man.
So that happens. It was just completely, it felt like that whole thing was botched. With the red-white scrimmage, like, why didn't you cancel that the day before? And then, by the way, people in Fayetteville were telling me they could have had the scrimmage, by the way. It wasn't raining at 1 o'clock.
It wasn't, dude.
So you botched that. All right, whatever. It is what it is. Mother Nature and the U of A may have handled that wrong. Maybe Hunter Yurchek screwed that up. And now you move on to this. Now you've got Madden Iamaleava in the portal. The coveted, like the future of the position. A guy who was creating, if there was any buzz, any excitement, it was around Madden Iamaleava.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gone. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's some other, Omega Blake coming on was good. Taylor Green, kind of a mixed spring camp, I guess. But overall, like, you trust for the most part that Taylor Green will be okay. There was nothing there that hurt him or the offense. Petrino back for year 2 is nice. But again, you need momentum to carry into fall camp for there to be excitement, to sell tickets, to get people into the stadium. And this is just, to me, it's like it's another cut for the program. It's another, it's a death by a million cuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is another cut for the offseason for them to have to carry whatever momentum they have going into the offseason, going into fall camp. I don't know. That's my rant. That's, you go off now. I'm good. I like L
it,
after L after L after L.
I was texting you the other day in our group chat, and I was like, we need new blood. I like Sam, like, as a person, but the football season, like, nobody cares, dude. Yeah. It is so, maybe I'll care in August, but right now I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, can we just skip the basketball season? Because this is gonna suck.
See, I love football. Like, I do
too.
I don't care if they went 0-12 last year. Like, I'd still be somewhat excited just for the sport. I love the deep dive analytical side of it. I like watching high school film. I like watching, film of these transfers and everything. I dig that part of the game. I dig that part of the off season. But it's like, I also do this for, like, this is my income. This is how I live, is doing this. And it's like, now I feel like the only people I make Patreon content for now are just the pure diehards of football. Like, the pure, like, the people that really just want to know. They don't care about all the other bullshit about Arkansas not having momentum. They don't care about that. Like, to them, it's a whole new year, turn over a new leaf. And those are my kind of people. I mean, they really are. And that's how I am most of the time. However, I understand the complete apathy that has set in for this program. And it is. I know we get on to Hog Blitz in Discord about how much he just dumps all over Sam Pittman and Hunter Yurchek, mostly Hunter Yurchek these days. But I'm going to tell you, not everything that guy says in Discord is incorrect. Not everything that the haters say about Hunter Yurchek is wrong. Not everything is wrong. Now, this is not Iamaleava not coming here, or excuse me, going into the portal is just, that's just the result of probably family, getting involved in them, either that or them listening to outside sources, them believing in Madden Iamaleava's market value, which I don't know what it is. What would you offer him? And this is what it is. This is probably what happened. This is exactly how I feel like, and you're probably going to agree with this. Maybe not. I don't know. Here we go. All right. Can you hear me knocking on the door? Hey, coach. Well, I guess it's now a GM, right? I want more money. Oh, okay, cool. Did you play football last year? No. Oh, so you didn't play your senior year of football? No. Oh, okay. But I had a really good spring, though. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. But have you played a down of football in the SEC?
So did Broden.
No, I didn't. I haven't played because I'm a freshman. I'm a true freshman. Oh, okay, but you want more NIL money. Why? Because my last name is Iamaleava and I had a good spring. That's how this thing went, and they probably told him no.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously they told him no. So that is the problem with this damn sport right now. Bring on contracts. Bring on short-term contracts. Bring them on. It will help prevent this stuff. Should you be panicking right now? No, he wasn't going to start. Wasn't going to beat out Green. I'm sorry if you're in that camp that he was going to come in here and beat out Green, or that he would have taken over and taken this program to whatever. No, bullshit. Not going to happen. No, he doesn't understand the offense.
Those are the put in Criswell people.
Put in Chris Whale. Well, they hate Taylor Green no matter what he does. Like, Taylor Green does no right by those people, and they're just wrong. Like, you got to.
Fishman said backups asking for more money is so GD gross. Yeah, it is. I bet he asked for more than Taylor makes, dude. Probably. You know, for someone,
I've told you what he makes, right? Yeah.
For someone to come in, like for like a Nico, like your big brother came in here last year and got his ass whooped, and you think we're gonna pay you more money being a backup?
Yeah.
Come on, I'm not saying the kid was bad or anything, but like, God, dude, get real.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I'm sure the mindset like that. Imagine him telling Petrino he wants more money.
Right?
It's like, no.
Right?
No.
I don't know what this is in reference to. Johnny Young says really Ty. What are you talking about? Really Ty what? He said that about
maybe just what's going on in general.
6:49 p.m. so like 7 minutes ago. Okay.
Josh Gar, Madden hit the portal for real. Yes, yep, for real. On3 reported it. Everybody's reporting it. Just get on Twitter. It's everything you see right now is what that is. Craziness, man.
It also makes you wonder. I don't think that it is, and let's hope that it's not. It is the spring portal, right? Don't ask me when this thing closes. I forget. They've changed it. I don't think it's, I could be wrong. I don't think it's very long. I don't think this window is very long. But I hope this isn't the first domino. You know, I hope this isn't, because someone just brought up his teammate, the kid that's coming over with him from.
It's actually fair.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you his name if you had a gun in my head, but.
So, I mean, that makes you wonder.
He'll dip.
That he is this, again, is this Jace Brown, by the way, is who he's talking about.
Insane the amount of freedom these athletes have at their age to just go, nah, my brother just got over there. I'm going to dip. Did you see Micah Hudson, the Texas Tech transfer?
Yeah, he's
going back to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing, guys?
There was a player like a week ago. Maybe this was basketball. He'd committed, signed somewhere, went to another school, went back. You saw it, yeah.
That was basketball. He was bounced between Ohio State and I think it was South Carolina.
I think you're right. I can't tell you who that was.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but it ain't Pringle. Pringle's the only one that matters from South Carolina because he's a hog.
You got a Mello 501. What's up, Mello? Hope you're doing well. Again, guys, make sure you like, share, hit the subscribe button if you're new. You got to pay,
or they're going to leave.
Pay, or they're going to leave. It's that simple. That is exactly it.
There.
And by the way, the NIL is not going away. It's not going away.
I don't think it needs to go away. I think it's good the kids are making money.
Yeah.
It needs to be. There's a little course correction that needs to happen, bro. Because like I said this a long time ago. If you go to your boss at your job and go, "Hey, I want a raise or I'm going to quit," and they're going to be like, "See ya."
Yeah.
I mean,
it's And I don't have a problem with it either. I really don't. I'm all for. I've said that since it was being rumored. I've said I'm for it. I'm 100% for it.
I remember the day the NIL got announced in California, like when California passed it.
Yeah, it was the first state. That's right. California was the first.
I remember reading that and going, "Oh, this is gonna be bad."
Oh, Logan Muir, man, what a comment right here, Logan. By the way, you look like a TV weatherman there in your profile picture, or a real estate agent.
You kind of do.
You look dapper, by the way. That's a compliment. We have enough problems. No need for a side story of family drama in the background. My God.
Yeah.
Is that the truest thing I've ever read?
That's fair.
This is just crazy.
You think he was stirring up anything in the locker room? You think they were messing with him because of his brother?
I read Discord. Someone in Discord. I'm not going to say his name. He probably knows who I'm talking about. He's making the assertion, if I read this right, and I'm going to have to scroll back up. I swear he was it looked like he was saying that like Iamaleava just wasn't working out. Now, I'm gonna have to go back and read it. I'm gonna have to go find it. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've not heard that. I have not heard that Iamaleava was like. I'm not saying that he wasn't maybe asked to go into the portal. That could be something where maybe he's stirring up a bunch of shit, and Pittman and Petrino didn't want any part of it. It could be that, absolutely. But as far as like his talent on the field, there's no doubt what this guy's capable of doing. I mean, I think he is a legit. I'm not saying All-American first-round pick, but he will be a contributor somewhere.
I think he would have been good, and I am bummed. I think it sucks that he is dipping, but I'm not super surprised. Especially, people started talking about it once his brother did all that stuff. Once Nico did everything, they were like, "I wonder what'll happen with Madden. I wonder what'll happen with Madden." And I'm going, surely not. Kid didn't play his senior year, has no tape in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He dipped at UCLA at the last second, presumably for money. God knows what happens with that money. But if I'm Pittman, I'm raising all hell to get it back. So yeah, I don't know, man. Iamale leave you hanging.
I'm gonna leave you hanging. Yeah. I can't find the comment. I really want to read this out loud, but I can't find it. He probably deleted it. Because if I read it and it was skimming, I was skimming through Discord when all this was going on. When you were like, "Oh no," because you were like, "Oh no," and I was like, "What's going on? What's going on?" You're talking about Iamaleava, and I'm like, so as soon as you said that, I'm like scrolling through Discord. And
sorry, I had to pull that.
Sure enough,
like he didn't know what to do, Ty.
Yeah,
I knew you stopped too. Like I was really going to say something important.
Well, that was pretty important.
Lord, I apologize.
Make sure you guys like, share, hit the subscribe button. It feels like everything else now is just like this is probably the biggest off-season news period, right? I mean, wouldn't it be for at least for football?
Yeah, I would think so for sure. Everybody's watching basketball right now anyway. Speaking of, Nate Ament went. That dude. Nobody's seen that guy going to Tennessee. Even us and the Kentucky fans on Twitter are just like, well, like, you think Rick Barnes is going to take you one and done, dude? Because that's what
he
does,
might.
Right?
I mean, Ament is that caliber of player. I mean, like he is a really good player. Like, he is a one and done. He's got one and done written all over him.
I gotta move the desk. The sunlight's coming in.
If Ament, and again, it just goes to the. Like, let's not sit here and act like we wouldn't have been head over heels for Ament to come to Arkansas.
No, I'd have been pumped. I just think he went to the wrong place. Here or Duke would have made more sense.
Yeah, Arkansas or Duke would have made more sense. Tennessee, like Rick Barnes, yeah, we know he's responsible for especially one big-time celebrity in the NBA for sure.
How many Cal got?
He's yeah, exactly. Like let's look at Cal. Let's look at Cal's roster. And again, it might just be about fit, and that's fair too. You know, there's been conflicting reports that Arkansas had walked away from Ament, and maybe that's what happened. And I don't know, maybe Duke did the same, and Tennessee was kind of like, no, we're all in. Yeah, we're all in. We'll take you. It might have been that. I don't know. I would have been head over heels for Ament to come here. But
same.
It seems like every opportunity that Arkansas has to gain some huge momentum.
So what position was Ament actually? They're saying power forward, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, hang on.
Excuse my basketball knowledge. Is that a 4?
Well, a forward, yeah, forward would typically be a 4.
So you think since Brazil came back, maybe it ran him off a little bit?
No.
Because we need more depth there, right?
I don't think Brazil, like Brazil's a great player. Like I think if you watch the second half of the season, and by the way, Ament's like 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
He's going to play that 4 spot at Tennessee. And he's long arms, long body, athletic, does all the things you want, right? I mean, he's going to be good for Tennessee, no doubt. I think he's going to be good at Tennessee. But like,
that kid's a shooter, man. He's a good player.
He's a great player, number 1 player in the state of Virginia.
I just think he made a weird decision.
Top 5 player. Well, I understand like their recent success. I get that. I get that Tennessee's like, they're gonna go Sweet 16, Elite 8. Like that's what you feel like with Rick Barnes.
But like even Duke was what, Final 4?
Right. Well, I mean, Duke is Duke, right? Duke is Duke. I get that. But like, not all the stars, not all the big time talent's going to go to Duke. Like there's only so many roster spots, but it makes sense just from a fit perspective and time played on the floor perspective, right?
To me, that was equivalent to Quaintance going to Arizona State. And like last year, I was like, why?
Yeah.
It was a weird move for me, but I don't know. Like I said on Twitter, I was bag chasing in my opinion, but who knows? It could have been fit. Maybe I'm just talking shit, you know?
Tried selling a spring backup quarterback this year. That's only 1 year. We've been sold a backup, a BP 2-year install. Well, I mean, that's what. Well, not really. I mean, Camo. I mean, not to go back to football for a second, but like, let's not sit here and act like the offense was terrible last year. I mean, it just wasn't. Like the offense was pretty
Top five.
Well, in total offense,
yep.
they were like top 10 in the country.
Efficiency rating may have been down the toilet, but
scoring offense, obviously, which is what matters the most, which I completely agree with, wasn't as high going into the bowl game. Coming out of the bowl game, it jumped up some spots. But let's not sit here and act like it was a complete failure.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. I really thought that, you know, the angle you're going to pitch to someone like Iamaleava is that, no, Petrino's going to be here for the long haul. And if that's why you're here, he's going to be here, when I say long haul, for at least another couple of years, right? When you're talking about a coordinator. I don't know, man. Again,
do you think the kids even care about the longevity of a coach? They're going to dip next year anyway.
Well,
most of the time,
I certainly believe, like, you don't want to have a KJ Jefferson situation.
Right.
Who I think is the poster child of what not to do. Of how to, like, if you're a system quarterback, if you fit into a certain style, that's what you've got to be. That's what's going to sell you long term. You know, if you're going to go play for Gus Malzahn, who his system is not like what Kendall Briles does, and or even more so, right? When you hired Dan Enos, that was not the right hire. That was the worst hire in Pittman's time as a head coach at Arkansas. It was the worst hire, period. And it didn't fit. I think you got to take that into consideration. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe also Iamaleava walked in here, saw that playbook, and was like, holy shit.
That's fair.
You know, like,
I wanted to veer and shoot. What are we doing?
I'm excited to see what Cal does with a full roster, Ty. Yeah.
Me too, man.
So, speaking on that, I know you saw the news. I'm going to pull this up here. Arkansas, and this is coming from none other than my boy, Richard Davenport's awesome, by the way. This is coming from Richard Davenport.
Baker Mazara.
I'm trying to pull it up. He is not from a reliable source. A reliable source tells me Arkansas isn't recruiting Chad Baker Mazara.
JC Hoops actually just co-signed that as well.
Well, Davenport broke it first, I'm pretty sure.
No, he just goes,
right?
He goes, something about, I heard this as well, or something like that, or I can confirm, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I wonder if it's an attitude thing. Like Cal's like, I don't like this dude.
It could be. I was a little bit surprised because everyone was trying to tell me that this dude was going to come in and just be like a huge piece to this team. And when you look at his numbers, I was always confused. Like, how was he just said something so great when he averaged 12 points a game, 3 rebounds?
Yeah.
44% shooter, 6'7", 180 pounds, maybe. I mean, I don't, what am I missing about him? I don't understand it. Like, what am I missing about Chad Baker Mazara? I don't think that this is a whiff. I really don't. I don't think it's an L.
It's not a whiff if we never recruited him.
That is also true. Yeah, right. As Richard Davenport's reporting.
Yeah.
Like, are you missing anything here? Because I don't think so.
No, I don't, and I don't think this is that. I don't think this is a problem for me personally. Yeah, and also you don't want to bring somebody who's kind of toxic into the locker room.
If that's true, right? Yeah. If there is truth to that. And so the question is, even though you got like Malik Ewan out of the portal, you got Pringle. Obviously, they want a shooter. Brim, who called in the show, when was that? Was that last week?
Last week.
He called in, and it was a good. Like, he was right. Like, you want a shooter, and I couldn't agree more.
I want Knox to come back.
Carter, I think, will be back. I mean, at this point, that's going to be the dub for the basketball program. That'll probably be the biggest re-addition, or whatever you want to call it.
No, yeah,
is when Carter Knox is now I'm coming back. Like, he is a pivotal
retention. There it is. I was trying to think of the word.
There you go.
The retention bonus.
That is the difference between, because like right now when you look at this roster, it's like, okay, it's it's probably a Sweet 16, maybe Elite 8. Of course, someone's going to be all in on like a couple of players, and therefore it's like, oh, well, see, we got those two, so we're Final Four bound. I don't think they're there yet. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think we need a couple more players, and I think depending upon, in my opinion, and I said this in our group chat the other day, depending upon if they actually had money put back for a mint and he surprised them, we could afford a couple more players. Now maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but also depending upon how much money we spend on retention, we may be able to afford more players. I think the good thing about this year is Cal has been able to retain so many and be more picky on who he wants to bring in.
Yeah. They need, I again, and that's the good thing, right? Like now you feel like you freed up some money without getting him, with the mint committing to Tennessee. You're not going after Chad Baker Mazara, and who knows what he was asking for, by the way. Like that's the other part of this. Like how much was he asking for? Was Arkansas willing to spend that? And when you pull up his stats sheet, and I know that players are beyond their stats sheet, I get that, but it's not like we're talking about a guy who played just like his freshman year, right? This would be a fifth-year player who has never averaged more than like 8 points. I think his career average is like 8-9 points a game. I know he's, decent defensive player and all that, but like, I don't think that this is a miss. I think what they need is a shooter. They need a wing that's going to help with floor spacing, and they need more depth. I do think they need to add 2 more pieces. I do think they need to go out and grab 2 more guys.
Kyle Rote's dropping bars. He said, give me Jameer, Watkins, and Knox back, and let's roll. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
I'm good with that.
Well, Aaron Torres, listen, I like Aaron Torres. I respect him a lot. Really good at what he does. He said a couple things last year I just didn't agree with when it came to football. And I don't know that right now that this is the best roster in the SEC. I don't think I'm there yet. To be fair, I haven't also looked at every single roster and broken them down probably the way that he has.
Aaron Torres also pronounces Nico's last name Iamaleava. So there's that. I listened to one of his podcasts the other day. He said it like 18 times. He's like, Nico Iamaleava. And I'm like, bro, stop it.
Mr. DC Kyle, 9 guys got you to the Sweet 16. Yeah. First off, you need to think about who those guys were and the quality of those players. You got to think about who was really coming along and who's not on this roster right now. Jonas freaking Adu is not on this roster. So, yeah, you could sit here and talk about, well, 9 guys did this and that. By the way, looking at it, I really think Arkansas had, all due respect, Arkansas was built to be a pretty decent tournament team, even with an 8-9 man rotation. But, like, KU was not – Kansas was actually a pretty easy – like, if you're going to open up against – I mean, we're not going to get into all the seeding and March.
I was worried about Kansas, dude.
I kind of bought in what people were saying there before tip off about how they're just not built. Like this is not a typical KU team. I think I even picked Arkansas to win. I did, as a matter of fact, in my bracket. St. John's was a good matchup, and then you face Texas Tech, who I do think Arkansas was better than. I mean, all due respect, that was a really good team last year. Those 9 guys. But it's not like you're coming back, Mr. DC Kyle, with those same 9 players.
Did you see the other Texas Tech player that entered the portal? Federico.
There's so many. So many.
That guy.
It's crazy.
I just don't want the big guy who was making all the faces. What's his damn name? I hate that guy. Darren.
Always asking me questions off the wall, and I'm like, I don't know. Stop.
You know everything, dude.
Darren
Wilkins, something. Screw that guy. I don't know. He can kick rocks.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
So, I mean, whatever they decide to do moving forward, you still have PJ Haggerty is still available. Last I checked, I don't think they're going to get him though. It sounds like I don't know. I thought for a while PJ Haggerty was going to be a prime target, and Arkansas's odds of getting him were pretty good. I don't like his size. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 190 pounds. At Memphis, but he averaged 22 points a game, 6 boards, and like 4 assists a game. So, like, this guy in Memphis, he was a big part of what Memphis was doing. I would be all over PJ Haggerty, but I'm not sure that that's even a thing.
Doesn't he want a mountain of money though?
Probably. Is he one of the $4 million
I think so. Yeah, he was one that wanted crazy money.
I think he was.
Reportedly.
Yeah, $3 to $4 million out of the portal is crazy.
Like, nah, man.
Like,
every year it's going up, dude. It's going to be 10 million for a quarterback in like three years.
It is absolutely, yeah.
You know, they say a going rate for a quarterback these days is like 2 million or something.
I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with this.
Darian Williams, thank you, Drew. That's
Darian
what. Yeah, that guy. Kiss my ass. I hate that guy.
Is it going to be Arkansas? Is it going to be Arkansas and Kentucky at the top of the SEC?
You might be on to something. Kentucky just had a big pickup today from one of the Florida guys.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
I think he was a backup.
Good for them.
Good for Mark Pope.
Yeah, Jace Brown. I've just got a DM about Jace Brown. Look for Brown to go next.
Oh, absolutely. They came together. They'll leave together. Giggity.
Yeah, I'll say this: there is a lot of truth about loyalty to a program. Like it doesn't exist anymore.
Nah, it's over.
To be fair, I don't know that it existed in the way that fans think that it does. You know, talking with some former players that I've had the opportunity to talk to, like I'm going to tell you, I don't think
a lot of them were stuck back then.
Exactly. They didn't have any options on the table, and I wonder what. Like, there's only a few Razorbacks that come to mind who I think would never have entered the portal, and that's
D-Mac,
Darren McFadden, Peyton Hillis,
Felix,
Matt Jones. I don't know.
Felix, I could have seen it.
Felix,
he's a Dallas guy.
Well, yeah, and you know Felix played it at Tulsa.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Tulsa Union. So I don't know. I could see Oklahoma coming. Of course, back then you had Adrian Peterson, so maybe not. But I don't know. Like I feel like that team,
was a hog team. The rest,
yeah, I did see his he had a speech recently about being all hog, even though he was from Oklahoma, which I love to see. But that's so easy to say in hindsight when you weren't around during the portal era with all that money being out there. But God bless Felix Jones, though. He doesn't regret a day being here. He is all hog.
I think he was at the touchdown club the other day.
Is that where it was at? Where he said that he made a speech about being from Oklahoma, but he's you know that Arkansas was his home. God bless him. I mean, that guy. I love that he was a Razorback. You know, had a little bit of success in the NFL, not a lot. You know, but
yeah. Drew Morgan would have never transferred.
Drew Morgan wouldn't have transferred. Hunter Henry would never have transferred.
Who's the big brother? No, who's the younger Morgan?
Yeah,
it's not Drew. It's oh god.
See, there you go again. Off the top of my head, I'm telling you.
Dude, walk on linebacker.
You had Hunter Henry, and you had his brother, and then the Morgan brothers. Hayden Henry. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I did videos on these guys, but when you ask me anytime,
once the season's over, bro, it's like dump and erase.
Well,
you know?
Anytime someone sees me out in public and they ask me like
Grant Morgan, thank you, DC Kyle, Grant Morgan.
So Grant Morgan
like never left.
Someone asked me a random name and it should be someone I remember. I'm like, I can't remember. I'm bad about on this.
I do that to you so much, dude.
You do it every show, like 6 times a show, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm not there. Like my mind has moved on. I'm on to what's going on now.
You're the all-knowing Razorback wizard.
I would not go that far. No, I can't. I cannot pull shit out of the wizard, Tyler.
Yeah.
Why do you leave a national title team just to go to conference foe? I don't know what that's about.
Definitely not talking about the Razorbacks football team, right?
Pope's done now. Got 13 scholarship players. Asking Travis Perry to redshirt. Oh, yeah. We won't. I'll be shocked if they get to like 13. If Arkansas gets to 13, I really think this is going to be it's going to be a very minimized. Like it's still going to be like 11. It's going to be like 11 guys, maybe 12. But I don't think they get to 13. Like true, you know what I mean? Like a 13 man where they can go to 11, 12, maybe 13. Not that you'll ever see them do that. No one does that really. No one really goes to a 13 man.
Dude,
steady rotation.
Madden just committed to UCLA.
Nuh-uh.
I nailed it, bro.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. Arkansas transfer quarterback Madden Iamaleava per on 3.
Oh my God!
It's following his brother to UCLA. UCLA, y'all are some cowards, dog. This kid dipped on you at the last second, and you're like, "Oh, come on in, buddy." What the hell is wrong with you guys? Oh my
Wow.
God. That's hilarious. They still got old pictures from them committing. They already had it ready to roll, dude. They didn't even have to retake them. So stupid. I nailed it. You're all welcome. Gracing you with my presence. You go to UCLA? Their dad's making them come home. That's what happened. He's like, bring your ass. Like,
I mean, why? Why?
Dude, so
why UCLA?
I hope they suck so bad, dude.
SEC Mike, what a clown show this all is.
Insane.
This is insane. That's what it is. This is insane. Are you sure though? Because I'm looking and I don't see it.
That's for On 3, dude. Just search for Madden. Okay, I'm just gonna go to On 3.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
That's crazy work, dude. UCLA, you guys are cowards, dog. How dare you? Why would you do that? He just ditched y'all, left you at the altar, bro.
There it is.
Incredible. Pittman's flipping tables right now. What the hell?
Well, think about how wasteful this is. I mean, you took snaps away from other players, and this is what I hate about the spring portal.
Hey, tell me how that shit ain't tampering. Come on, dude. Yeah. Like, that is such bullshit.
I really hope Pittman calls for investigation on this. Like,
he should. What are they going to do? Jace Brown's going too.
Yeah, Jace Brown's going to be gone. So fully expect Jace Brown to go.
Yeah. And guess what?
Go back home.
They're still going to suck because UCLA sucks. They've been sucking.
This is crazy.
Since Chip Kelly was your coach and you were terrible. It's not good, bro. Not good. It's ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
I'm so glad he committed while we were on the air. Holy shit.
Didn't expect it to be that fast.
I didn't either. That was pretty quick. Yeah, but
UCLA last year.
This is the biggest slap in the face to NCAA of all time. For him to go, I'm out of here. Oh, I'm committing to UCLA. Dude.
You've had some other stinkers. You've had some other players that commit elsewhere and then they sign and they've already accepted like these big NIL deals.
Did he even unpack his stuff yet?
Yeah. I mean, he was here. I mean, obviously he went all through spring camp, but like,
that's crazy.
UCLA sucks, man. I mean, they're not.
They suck, dude. That's what I'm saying.
They went 5-7 a year ago.
You go to this booty ass team because follow your brother just so you can carry his bags. All right, whatever. You could have been our hero, dude. Could have been our hero.
Well, to be again, he would have to. Obviously, he's gonna have to. He would have been redshirted here a year ago. But yeah, I guess if you're gonna go anywhere and be a backup, why not go back up your brother? I guess. But
I'm not even saying Madden sucked. I'm just pissed. I'm not wanting him to stay here.
Yeah, it's.
Bobby Shiz said, as a UCLA alum, I'm not shocked. No rules in LA, apparently. They're just like, whatever.
Yeah.
We legalized it first. We take what we want.
So Deshaun Foster's the head coach.
Can we get UCLA on the schedule this year? This is crazy.
Deshaun Foster's in his second year as the head coach at UCLA. I don't. Wow.
I'd be mad if I was a UCLA fan. Like, why are you bringing him back? That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Arkansas. I mean, it's obviously like UCLA fans are doing backflips. Like, look what we've managed to do in such a short amount of time. The spring portal is a mess. And while it has worked in Arkansas's favor before, and it has, there's no doubt about it. It is nothing but it's what happens when tampering, like that's the outcome of what tampering can get you. When you're tampering during spring camp, when you've got your proxies out doing their thing, working on not your behalf because they're supposed to be they're not affiliated with the universities. When you're fielding calls from agents or from family members or whatever, the spring camp or the spring portal is the outcome of all of that, and that's what's happening right now.
Dude, close the damn spring portal. It
should have never been open to begin with. And again, Arkansas has benefited from it, and it is a double-edged sword, right? Like a lot of things with football today, the NIL is a double-edged sword. The transfer portal is a double-edged sword. I like that players have a little bit of power, but they've been given like the infinity gauntlet, like
yeah,
they could do whatever, and it's just insane. It is made for to be fair, it has created a little bit of or it's helped close the gap. Like the SEC is not what it once was because they can't just pile up talent anymore. Like Georgia can't pile up 5-star after 5-star after 5-star at a given position. Now they get shred to pieces because everyone goes after their backups because their backups are better than, Arkansas, Ole Miss,
I'm just like wondering
all these other teams, like their backups are better than their starters. That's what's helped the SEC in terms of like you don't have the huge gaps anymore that you once did from team to team. It's brought the SEC down, but then the downside is that it's also difficult for teams like Arkansas to build any real depth at any one position, like quality depth, right? Would you say Arkansas has quality depth at any position outside of linebacker right now?
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Maybe offensive line.
Fishman said players have been given the unlimited ammo cheat code. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
This sucks.
Left, right, down, up.
Yeah, up, down, left,
up,
right.
Down, left, yeah. A. Like that's what's happened. They've been handed
AB select. Let's go. Contra.
They've got the Game Shark.
Yeah, you mean the Game Genie? Remember that?
Yeah.
Old school. Just stupid.
Yeah, I guess it is what it is. There's no use.
Sucks when it happens to us, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, let's not act like Arkansas didn't benefit from getting. I mean, again, you can go down the road of players that Arkansas has benefited from out of the portal. This is just part of it, right? And I'm all for it. But there have to be extra things. Like you have to have rules in place. You've got to be able to shut the portal.
All right.
During spring. You need a 10-day. I love the idea. I swear to God, we came up with that first here. We were talking about this a year ago. A 10-day window. 10 to 14-day window. That's it. One. Not two different freaking portals. It's just
crazy.
Stupid.
I know the coaches hate it. Holy crap.
Well, I think they have a love-hate relationship with it, really.
So we have 4 players left on scholarship at quarterback. Do we pick up a 5th, you think? Or we just say screw it?
I don't think they need to because unless you can get someone that has been in a system similar and who just has a ton of upside and with multiple years of eligibility, and I'm not saying that guy doesn't exist, but I think you ought to roll with who you got, right? And again, this could be maybe Iamaleava didn't beat KJ Jackson because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that.
It's not like we can see it.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that KJ Jackson was bad. I've not had anyone tell me like that KJ Jackson is not a backup caliber quarterback in the SEC. No one has said that to me. I definitely didn't think that the one freaking day I got to see, but then again, you can only see so much. But I watched the quarterbacks quite a bit. And I was
there. Would be an interesting twist if he got dropped down to 3rd string and like dipped. I don't think I'd be as mad at him then.
Well, he was never really a backup though.
Yeah. Well,
Madden Iamaleava was never a backup. KJ Jackson has been the backup as far as I understand most of camp. Now, did he take reps with the 2s? Maybe. I mean, it's possible. Maybe I'm in a group chat where there's information thrown out everywhere and maybe I missed something, but maybe he got reps. And also I can tell you this right now, it is confusing sometimes when you get these guys, they'll yell out 2s and 3s, but then you'll have 2s roll in with the starters every once in a while. And it gets really confusing. So there is also that mix up that can happen, but Madden Iamaleava was certainly I'm not going to downplay him. He was a great quarterback, but I'm also not going to sit here and tell you that KJ Jackson was terrible. I've not heard that from anybody. So Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what this is. He would rather go back up his brother, be a backup rather than be a 3rd string guy at Arkansas. And if that's the case, it is what it is. But I do think, and I will say this, I do believe that Madden Iamaleava's ceiling is quite possibly higher than any quarterback on this roster. I think that could absolutely be the case, but those are always hard. It's hard to tell, especially when a guy didn't play his senior season.
Got to love it, bro.
Kyle wrote, says word is his dad wanted him to get a raise to recoup the mony his brother lost.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I don't know.
Stupid.
If they're basing it off of that, it's the dumbest thing ever. If you're looking at this from a business perspective, you want to go to the school, to the program that is sitting more comfortably, right? You don't, and again, that's why maybe it makes sense that Madden Iamaleava is gone because Sam may not be here next year, which means Pittman likely won't, or Petrino won't likely be here either.
Hell of a shot.
That's
Hell of a shout
fine.
out.
But you want to go somewhere where you feel like, again, if you've got a business mind, you're thinking, I want to get to the school that's going to get me ready for the NFL.
Yeah.
Long term, not this short term. There was a former player who tweeted, I think it was Cam Newton, who said something about the here and now money. He said that players were obsessing over the here and now money and not thinking about the long term. I got to find that quote. I'm pretty sure it was Cam. It might have been someone else. And he was probably on a podcast knowing Cam Newton. But I couldn't agree more. If I'm not taking that out of context, or if I remember the quote exactly. So it just doesn't make sense to me if that's where you're going to go, because I don't know that it would make more sense going somewhere that, has a little bit more where you're steady, where a school that's got steady options. They've been dominant on the offensive side of the ball. This coordinator or this coach is just, they're just pumping out NFL quarterbacks. That would make sense. I just don't know that UCLA is that school or not. I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about them.
Yeah.
Outside of Deshaun Foster being
on a second-year head coach. I mean,
a second-year head coach.
Regardless if Pittman does get the boot, I mean, you never know who the hell they're going to bring in anyway.
Well, that's a dice roll, though, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, so is a second-year head coach backing up your brother.
Yeah.
But here we are.
I don't know. Did they do something on offense that I'm unaware of? Because I'm pretty sure his background he was like a running back coach.
You know what's funny? Nico's going to look good because what are they, Big 12? Big something. What's UCLA in?
Well, they're Big 10.
Big 10. The Big 10's kind of tough sometimes.
Big 10's
I was going to say he might look pretty good outside of the SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, they made playoffs, so we'll see. I hope he eats it. I ain't even gonna lie. I think it'll be hilarious.
Well, I get. We're going back and forth on these, but at this point, like, what does it matter? Like, there's so much.
You're actually correct. Let's talk about these new defensive pickups we got, because screw this. This is stupid.
Well, yeah.
Do you have some knowledge on these guys that I was griping about this weekend?
You talking about the portal players,
the portal guys? I was like, I don't even care.
I like one of them a lot.
The Troy kid?
No.
Really?
Julian Neal.
Okay, that was the most recent one from, it said Stanford, right?
No, Julian Neal played, Fresno State is where he played for the last 3 years. I don't know if
it's weird all his graphics say Stanford, so I don't know what happened there. I had heard he played.
No, that's right. That's right. My bad. You're right. No. He signed with Stanford and then hit the portal anyways. Yeah, that's right.
So, double-edged sword, I guess.
Yeah, it's so confusing. And I'll be real with you. I don't put a lot of stock in I look at where they played and I look at those PFF numbers and I look at their stats and I combine them and I watch what film I can. If they signed somewhere after that, but they didn't play the season, I'm going to probably miss it, which I think I did on 2 players. It happens. But yeah, so he played 3 years at Fresno State. His PFF grades are okay. Not terrible, but not great either. But I do think he was a quality get. He is someone that is a quality backup. I'll say that. I don't know about I don't know about the Shakir Smalls kid. I don't know a ton about him outside of what PFF has said. I tried to look up some stuff on him on footage. I had a hard time getting through it all, but he play. The good thing you do like, and this is the thing that stood out to me, of all the players that they picked up, of these 4 players, 3,828 total career snaps. That's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah.
Very clear. They're going after guys that have experience under their belt. Now, I would argue that looks a lot better if those guys are coming out of the SEC and not, where you have to guess what the hell conference they're out of, whether it's a school like Maine or whatever. Troy, we know where Troy's at. Phillip Lee out of Troy is a pretty good get. I do like his pass rush. His pass rush grade is good. Again, if you're a Patreon supporter, you have access to all this stuff. I've got it there for you in the portal commit page. But yeah, his pass rush grade pretty good. 518 career snaps on the defensive line. He had 13 hurries and 7 sacks in his career. PFF says he had no, I'm sorry. ESPN says he has 5 sacks a year ago. PFF says 4. But he brings he's a depth chart piece, right? Yeah. Phillip Lee's a depth chart backup quality guy. I'm not, they needed someone, and they went and they got someone who has, again, quite a few snaps under his belt. But Julian Neal's the guy that I look at and I like a lot. Just everything I've read, heard, talked to some people, some other recruiting folks that were paying attention to him. They like him too. He's mostly he'll play corner. He has 577 snap. Well, let me take that back. I'm assuming he plays corner, even though he's 6'2", 200 pounds. That's a monster corner, by the way. But he's got 577 career snaps at corner, and that's where he grades out pretty well at. His overall grade at 70.3, which is good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. Really good backup guy. Other than that, I'm not real big on, I'll be honest, Trent Whalen, the kid they got out of hell, I even forgot the school. I don't know. I have that he's from John Haas University.
Yeah.
Because John corrected me in Discord, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say he's from John Haas University. I don't even know. I mean, that tells you how, like, I'm not big on it. I'll be real. I don't even know if they needed another linebacker, to be perfectly honest. I think they're pretty good there. I think I hate to say it, and I hope he does good, but I don't see Trent Whalen as someone who's going to, if at this point in the spring portal, if you're not going after a 2-deep guy, then you really are just going after someone like who's going to fill in on a sick day, like that's a fourth string kind of pickup at a Trent
He's tired.
Whalen.
Come on in and play.
And not only that, all these guys have missed all of spring camp for Arkansas. They've missed spring camp at Arkansas. So they're going to have to come in fall camp, and they're already up against it. So again, if you're not going out and getting someone who's going to push the twos, add a little bit of like spicy depth there, who's going to push the twos, maybe even the ones, then, I don't know what you're doing outside of just getting guys that are going to help cover sick days. I think Julian Neal will push the twos. I could be wrong. Phillip Lee, maybe there's a chance there. The defensive end out of Troy, 6'4". You said he's good size. He is. He's 6'4". He's like 245, 250. They also, like I said, Shakir Smalls, the safety they picked up, pretty decent size safety, 6 foot, 6'1", 210. Decent grades. His cover grade is really good. He's almost 2 flames, by the way, for people who know what that means in Discord. He's almost 1 flame. Sorry. 75 and up on PFF. If you're a 75 or higher, you get a flame. And then if you're 80 or up, you get 2 flames. He's almost 1 flame. So I'll take that back. But his cover grade is good, 73.5. But the thing that is appealing about Shakir Smalls, 1,500 by himself, 1,500 career snaps. That is a shit ton.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot of experience. 20
Dude, Kyle wrote, said, love the ads from yesterday, but the evil Hawaiians kind of overshadowed them today.
I guess I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you talking about?
In the comments.
Right, but what's he?
The evil Hawaiians. It's Nico and his brother.
Yeah.
You think Iamaleava is actually from LA?
Well, no, they're from. Aren't they from?
Hell, I don't know.
See, there you go again. What is that, like number 10? I don't know, Travis.
Yes, you do.
I don't have it in front of me. I don't know where he's actually from. They played out in Southern California. I thought they weren't native to Southern California, though. I thought they were both like from somewhere else. I don't know. Doesn't matter. They're not
Whole
here.
family moving to LA now.
Everyone's going to be out there. Yeah. They're all out there right now.
Circled back to those guys. Jeez.
Madden. So Madden played at Long Beach. I thought they were from. It's kind of sad. He's now got a transfer rating on his profile now. That's sad.
What they rate him at?
I thought, nothing right now. That'll change.
Oh, okay.
It'll change in the next week or so, or maybe even hell tonight. I don't know.
I like Bloodline's comment. I'm not going to read it, but I like it. Mr. Bloodline.
Yeah.
Pasadena.
Right. Yeah. I already read that. Arkansas should sue him and get some of the money back. I don't think it works like that.
Which is stupid. It should, but it doesn't. It's crazy.
UCLA, this is a really good point by Bobby Shiz. UCLA can't out recruit or outspin USC, Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan, et cetera, et cetera. They stuck in perpetual mediocrity. You could probably say that, though, about like 90% of college football.
Like Arkansas.
I mean, Arkansas's in the shadow of like half the SEC. So, you could probably make that same argument for the Razorbacks. I think the appeal was that that's someone who long term, if you could keep everyone, all the pieces together, and or like you mentioned, the possibility of going out and if you do make a move from Sam Pittman, maybe if Iamaleava liked the area enough, you could bring in a guy, a head coach that he would really like, and you could keep him, right? But this just adds to that mantra of you. What was it I used to say? Well, I know what I say now is never say never, and this is chalked right up to that.
Yeah.
You know, if you were to say, and by the way, I had this comment or this conversation with a buddy of mine who literally, we went to Silver Dollar City. Our families all went together to Silver Dollar City, and we were talking about Madden Iamaleava, and I swear to God, he said, I could see Madden Iamaleava hitting the portal. And I was like, no way. No way. And he goes, yeah, man, you think we can you think if it's true that our NIL is struggling, that if there's any truth to that they could keep someone like Madden Iamaleava who had just like a really good spring camp. And I thought, no, there's no way he's going. The money here is not going to let someone like that go who might be your quarterback of the future. There's no chance. And right now, he hasn't texted yet, but I'm waiting for it.
Oh, your guy? Where's your guy, man?
Yeah. Shout out to Duke. He called that. Duke called that the weekend we went to Silver Dollar City. It was a good call.
Crazy.
I don't want to say about the Rangers. I hear you, but it is true, though. It applies to Arkansas. It absolutely does. They live in the shadow of like at least 50% of the SEC.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the truth.
We're a doormat. It's fine.
I mean, they don't have to always be. I mean, that's the thing. There's money here.
I'm telling you, man, the only thing that's going to reignite our football program is change.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's 110%. It's
like I said, I like Sam, but it just ain't working. You know he's going to do something ignorant like beat Notre Dame next year, right?
Who, Sam?
Yep, you know it.
He does that. He does do that thing that's like
that one game that it's like, oh, that saves your job.
Yeah,
and he'll be back.
Well, there's no doubt. Year two bought him 5 years.
Yeah,
it bought him all the time.
Yeah, it did. And then the Tennessee win saved him last year. And then maybe next year or this year, I suppose, something else will come up like that.
Well.
There goes Arkansas's best football recruit.
No, not the best. Nice try, buddy.
Nice.
Tavion Wallace and Tavion Wallace has been a huge addition. Grayson Wilson, we can't overlook Grayson Wilson. Wilson was a really good prospect.
If there's anybody in that locker room who's happy right now, it's that guy.
Well,
Wilson
again, him and Jackson for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he was on Jackson's heels.
I can tell you he was. I can tell you that right now he was. Like he was going to take his job. He was going to be a backup quarterback behind Green.
It's crazy to me.
I just think that.
And Green's gone after this year, right? So
most likely,
yeah. So it's like, why would you not just wait that out? You could have been the king here, dude. You can go to UCLA and just eat it.
By the way, Green, so Green he is out of eligibility for anyone who's like, well, we got Green for 2 more. No, he is out of eligibility. So this year, it really was I think it was between Wilson and Iamaleava. And I said, like, whoever wins that job, whoever finishes in front of the other is going to bolt. They're going to leave. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to leave. I was thinking Grayson Wilson would be that guy.
I did too.
And here we are.
I thought Grayson Wilson would have transferred the second the spring portal opened. Just be like, nah, y'all can kiss my ass.
When you think of the offense, he was one of the first names that popped in my mind was Grayson Wilson.
He's an Arkansas guy, man. He's one of them guys.
Maybe he's through and through a Razorback. I guess we'll find out.
I hope he ends up being a badass. That would be great.
Good measurables, man. Real good measurables. He looks, he looks the part.
Yeah, that's good.
You just talk about someone who fills out a jersey and looks pretty confident when throwing the ball. Again,
he's in it, dude.
I've not heard that he's oh my God, he has stood out. He certainly had a couple of days of really good, some pretty good practices. Pretty sure he did take reps with the threes. And I do think there was a legit battle. I mean, there was a legit battle. They both beat out Blake Boda for that 3rd spot, which we all knew that would probably happen.
Philip Banks has something interesting to say. He said, I would have been out if you clowned my big brother the way Arkansas podcast clowned Nico for a week. Which podcast?
Yeah, who? I didn't. We certainly didn't.
Yeah. I've actually been kind of quiet on it because I didn't want to be a D-bag about it.
Yeah.
I've said a couple things on Twitter, but not much. I'm waiting. Come on.
Yeah, Phil, quit acting like you ain't. Quit acting like you ain't Daddy Iamaleava.
We got him, you son of a bitch.
You got him.
Well, there's his burner. Philip Banks. That's actually a perfect name for his dad.
That is a good name. Is this Mr. Iamaleava? Is this Daddy Iamaleava?
I don't like you, dude.
Why are you taking out your rage on us? We didn't say shit about it. But now that your other son, has done the same thing.
Pulled a Judas.
Golly, both going to the same school, too.
That's crazy. How dumb does UCLA look right now?
How dumb?
Dumb.
You think they look dumb?
Yeah, I think they look extremely dumb.
Well, now wait, how?
They gave in to Nico. They were the only pretty much school left around to do it.
I think they got a good deal out of Nico.
And then they took, well, I'm sure they did because he didn't have too many damn options. And then you bring in the kid who.
But that doesn't make them look dumb, though.
No, I'm talking about Madden taking Madden back makes them look dumber to me than anybody. I don't know. Maybe in this era, maybe not. Back in the day, if a kid ditched your school at the 11th hour on signing day and flipped to some other random school in the middle of nowhere, and then he's coming back, that's weird.
Well, if anything, though, if you believe, I mean, there
we go. Kyle said UCLA. Sorry to cut you off, man. Kyle said UCLA looks desperate, dumb, and most programs are hate watching them now.
They are gonna, especially Tennessee and Arkansas fans. They're gonna
absolutely.
They're gonna hate watch UCLA. I don't think they look dumb. I think they look like they. If anything, they may be getting a discount, right? Because if these brothers, Nico didn't get shit. He tried to get $3 or $4 million. He didn't get it. Well, now they're going to pay whatever let's just say it's 1.5.
You think they got a BOGO?
I can tell you right now that is about the rate of an average starting quarterback. By the way, it has gone up, at least in Power 5, Power 3 football. The rate is very close to what Nico's getting. And Nico's a little bit above that. If that's all true, if it's true that if he's only at 1.5, now if they did pay, let's say they did give him $3.5, $4 million, then yeah, you look really damn stupid because no one was willing to do that. If that's true, but everyone else has reported that Nico was at like 1.6. That's what everyone that I saw as of like 48 hours ago or so, maybe less. That's what was being reported, that he wanted more from Tennessee and he didn't get it, that he wanted to be in that $4 million department. And you know how this goes too. There's going to be so much other stuff that we just don't, we're all on the outside looking in. We don't really know. There's going to be more stuff. I can already hear the podcast 3 years from now talking about this very instance, which we're all going to forget about anyways. But the fact that they got the brother too, I don't think it makes them, if anything, I think it makes UCLA look good. I mean, Tennessee was projected once again they're supposed to be a really good team, and Nico was at the top of that. Like Nico was the reason for that. Nico was regarded as one of the top quarterbacks coming back in the SEC. So for him to split and go back home, go back to UCLA, I don't know. I don't know how that makes UCLA look dumb or desperate. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
I think it's a weird look.
I don't even know if it's a weird look. Who cares? He was committed to him, and then he ended up going back anyways. Who cares?
Maybe we did him a favor because we just gave him a bunch of NIL money.
Oh,
and then you got to dip back and save them that money.
If anybody looks
silly, it's kind of us, isn't it?
It's Arkansas. It is 100% Arkansas and Tennessee if we're going to talk about who looks silly.
Just another day in the life, huh? We're used to this.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure someone's going to come along and correct me and tell
somebody
me
commented
wrong.
And said, something about what is it? Bob McNutt said it. I'm sorry to give this guy attention. He said, the little piggies are going to have no one once y'all go 4-8 this year. Brother, we are used to this. We go 4-8 every year.
Yeah.
We don't even fight you guys anymore. We're just like, yeah, we know. See you in baseball.
We beat you head to head. We beat you at Rupp. You're still mad about it. Cal went as far as Kentucky did this year for the first time since 2019. You're butthurt over it. We know why you're here. We know why you're here.
The brand left. You're angry. I get it. It's okay.
Some Kentucky fans burner account. If UCLA wins in that, Could you imagine? Or if they just turn around and have an incredible season where they go like 11-1.
You know they're gonna do that now because we're cursed as shit.
Madden
They're going
Iamaleava.
undefeated, dude.
Oh man. How Pittman and you just don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay.
What has Kentucky done in football? Like, what are you shit talking about, Bob? Like, what are you? Kentucky fans are so delusional.
Their players are too busy beating the crap out of each other in the locker room to play a football game.
They're just so delusional. It's crazy.
Bruh.
Stupid.
Bob, come upstairs. You're oh, man.
Who's your daddy?
Bot magnet with the body.
Just call Rupp Arena Fayetteville East.
That's right.
It's Fayetteville East, baby. Musk can win there. Cal goes back and he wins there. God. Oh, yeah.
You think we'll play them twice next basketball season now?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, we'll see, right? We know they got Missouri and Texas twice.
Yeah.
That's who they have twice.
Next year?
They're supposed to be a permanent opponent.
Okay.
They haven't announced the schedule, but Texas and Missouri are that was baseball, right? Baseball was Texas and Mizzou as permanent opponents. I'm pretty sure basketball it's the same though. Because you play Texas.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Did Texas get a new head coach yet, by the way, basketball?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. There's another name for you.
Can't think.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's Texas. It's okay.
Well,
who was the coach?
Yeah. Hold on.
Bob McNutt said, Kentucky has more wins in the last decade than Arkansas. It's just facts. And Kyle said, who was the coach? Your wins are now ours.
Sean Miller. That's right. It was Sean Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sean Miller.
Yeah. The Xavier's coach, right?
Yeah. He was only there for like 2-3 years. That's right.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Yeah. Coached at Arizona forever. No one thought he was, well, I say forever. He was there for a while. No one thought he was going to leave Arizona. He's in a really good situation there. Oh my God. My Discord mod chat's going crazy.
Oh, for real?
Mute channel for 24 hours. That's funny. Tennessee fan or Kentucky fans coming in here and talking shit.
What else you got that's important? Because
this is rent free, by the way, Bob.
I could read chat all night, dude.
It makes it just as much. It makes it worth it, right? Like just doing that, just reading chat.
It's kind of fun,
especially when you get a Kentucky fan in here that's just delusional. Arkansas's rent free in their heads. They can't help themselves.
And the chat cannot cooks them. It's awesome.
Great. Yeah. So Arkansas basketball looking to probably add 2 more pieces. We know right now it's we're still waiting on Carter Knox. Again, I'll say this. I think it's tough to say when we talk about caliber of rosters. I think this is right now legit. I think I could say comfortably this is a Sweet 16 roster. Maybe better. It always depends on like matchups, right?
Yeah, we got a nice offensive big and a nice defensive big, so I'm excited about that. Well,
you know, Acuff, Malik Thomas, Sealy coming in. Hopefully they get Carter Knox back out of the portal, or excuse me, not he's not in the portal. hopefully he doesn't.
You're gonna get some stuff burned down. You better calm down.
I know it. So hopefully you get Knox back. Be a real nice addition. I am excited to see what they do. I think they end up with probably 2 more spots. I think they probably do need to go out and get another 4.
I want a shooter.
I think they will go out and get another 4, and they need a shooter. Yeah, they need to go out and get someone who's. I'd like to see them go get a 3-level scorer, but you know that's always those guys are tough to get. You know, you get a nice cutter or a guy with real nice, long game and mid-range game, can finish at the rim. You know, those guys are just kind of hard to come by if they played at a big enough school, right? Unless you're going to a smaller mid-major. Mello says we're winning the ship.
I like it. I like Mello.
I like the way you think.
I like the way you type. He's always like, we're winning the ship. Like,
well, hey, speaking of, since we have our Kentucky fan in here, I want to play something really quick.
Here come the Super Bowl comments. We were your Super Bowl when you lost that shit.
Oh man. I love it. I love it. Kentucky's idea of a star quarterback is someone who knows how to wear a headset. So, this is Mike and them. Roasting Kentucky fans in this chat is a lot of fun.
It is awesome.
Kentucky fans. Oh, I can't post that. But
oh, nice job.
July is ruthless. July
I like
is
July.
Absolutely ruthless. Ruthless.
Can we say Kentucky?
Kentucky. Listen, man, and I was on the record. I was giving them a lot of credit. I said I like the Pope hire. I don't have a problem with the Pope hire. I thought it was a good hire for them, and it was. Year one, he got you to a Sweet 16. Be happy with it.
I was going to say Pope's not a bad coach. He's just not as good as Cal. It's fine.
Yeah,
on the court.
For sure.
Dude, we got to beat them every year because it's been a good year after beating them.
They should just be a rival across. Well, between them and Tennessee, should just be a rival across all sports.
I don't know if I want to play Tennessee again. Basketball. Those guys.
Bring them on.
They're strong.
Bring them on. I'm all for it. So, really quick, going back to that Chad Baker Mazara situation. I know we kind of already passed it. We'll circle back around to it. Are you a little bit surprised? Like, because this is a guy that, again, people regard as a highly valuable prospect out of the portal.
I think skill-wise, I'm a little surprised they're passed on him if that's actually true, which from a couple pretty verified sources, saying it is. It really does make me wonder if it's an attitude thing or a fit thing for Cal. But I think skill set-wise, and I honestly think the fit would have been okay. So I don't know why they didn't. Maybe his price tag was crazy. Who knows? Maybe we need some blue light special guys. We want to get a 2-for-1 so we can get some more players in here, brother.
Well, that's the good thing about basketball, though, right? Like, they're not going to have to rely. They're not going to have to. I mean, they might go out and get a depth chart filler, right? Like one guy that's like, whatever. I think they do go out, and I think Cal is looking for that splash get.
Kyle wrote, said, a big name shooter, Zeke Mayo, just happened to enter the portal from KU. A shooter.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not getting on Twitter because I'm avoiding Raw spoilers. It's the Raw after WrestleMania. So
I'm looking it up. Did he
dodging it?
I'll be damned. He did.
That could be one.
Wow.
They're entering late, man.
Yeah, this is kind of. Well, they have the deadline is like tomorrow.
Yeah, so maybe Cal's just waiting to see everybody jump in and go, okay, who we gonna get?
So this is that to that point. Here, I'll pull it up here for you. This is from, again, your favorite source, On3.
Yeah, boy.
That's the transfer portal, On3 profile there. Kansas guard, Zeke Mayo. Yeah, that's a big
I would
name.
take that.
Well, yeah, it's Zeke Mayo. This dude's good.
Yeah.
Almost 15 points, 5 boards. Maybe this is who he's waiting on, right? I don't know.
Maybe he brought him in.
Well, we've thought that about like 2 or 3 guys that have entered the portal kind of late.
True. Yeah.
And they don't end up coming.
Apparently we don't tamper very well. Everybody else does. Dude, if I'm Pittman, I'm going balls out and I'm tampering with everybody.
Are they just roasting this Bob McNutt guy? Like,
oh yeah, they're cooking them, dude. It's awesome. I stopped paying attention to it, but I look every once in a while and I'm just like, ooh wee.
It's so weird that the flex is like shit talking Arkansas football as if Kentucky's been something special. Like,
yo,
what
Mike and him said you can't spell Wildcat without that L. That's great.
That's very true. I don't know.
Borderline dad joke, but I like it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna just
so dumb.
We'll see you later, there, buddy.
Bob's running out of ammo. It's getting bad.
And
he's gone.
Oh
suck,
no,
dude.
Bob, that sucks, man.
You lose again, dude.
Oh, another L for an Arkansas or a Kentucky fan to deal with.
Poor guy.
Another.
Now what's he gonna do with the rest of his night?
I know, right? Without Arkansas just rent free, God.
You ban him for life or just for a little bit?
I have no idea. StreamYard doesn't tell you.
I just
it's just a timeout.
That's funny.
Here's one for him though.
Hey, what did you say I was in? What is this XP thing you told me I was in earlier?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You don't know what that is?
No.
Travis, we've been doing it for like 2 years, man.
Let me look. I was working earlier, man.
No, but we've been doing like. What do you mean? Are you asking like what you won?
Yeah, did I win anything?
Yeah, you won the 5K spin today.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm
Okay.
talking about. Y'all gotta get in Discord, man. Y'all gotta get in there. I'm gonna whoop everybody this month's
Yeah.
going down.
Okay. By the way, really quick before we wrap this up, I do want to ask. It looks like Arkansas. So they got the 4 players out of the. We just talked about the portal players really quick. They did go 4 for 4. There is room. They're going to make room. They're going to make room for a 5th player. By the way, I fully expect. I mean, they're going to have to get someone else in the portal.
They freed up a scholarship today.
Wait, they did?
Madden.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Are you talking about basketball or football?
Football. I just said the 4 guys, the 4 players.
Okay, yeah, Madden. Okay, yeah.
Madden Iamaleava entered the portal, so it was Madden. So yeah, there's another one, but there's going to be more. There's going to have to be. They're going to have to kick someone to the portal.
Bruh.
Sam Pittman on April 15th said if the money stretches, the Razorbacks would look to add 5 transfers on the defensive side. So far, we know they've already got the 2 secondary and the edge.
I hate how they say that. If the money stretches, that's not a good look.
Yeah, because it's not like this is a roster full of.
No, I'm just the way they say that. It's like
no, you're right.
Enough. If we're not too broke,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying because I agree because they're not. It already doesn't look great. Now, maybe with Madden Iamaleava hitting the portal, you freed up a lot of money. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right? So maybe they can go out and get a real nice depth piece like what Ole Miss did on the defensive line a year ago. Maybe you can go out and get a really good piece on the defensive line. I don't know.
You think Travis is just rubbing his hands together like, we just opened up a bunch of money. All he's been doing is getting defensive players, man.
Yeah, go out and get you a really solid, like probably another safety for sure, probably another safety.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's a really good defensive end, if there's a really good pass rusher available, because I'm going to be real, man. I don't know what to make. I know Quincy Rhodes has had a really good camp, and I know they're waiting on Collins to come along, and they brought in the kid from Florida. Like, I know that there are pieces there that look really good and maybe, but I want someone solidified if you can get them out of the portal. Don't ask me who that is right now, Travis. I know it's already in your head. The cogs turn, and you're like, well, who is that? Who's that player?
I'm reading chat, so I don't ask you names. I don't even listen to you anymore.
Oh, well, all right. That's good to know. But
thanks, man.
I think I really hope they would go out and get a difference maker. Not a difference maker, because that's going to be way out of your affordability. But you go out and you get a good playmaker, someone who can help shore up the defensive line, and get you a better pass rusher. Because I just don't know that I have a lot of faith. Like, Quincy Rhodes is promising. I will say Quincy Rhodes is promising, but outside of Quincy, I just don't know what to make of their pass rushing ability. We'll have to wait and see. And we know they're a multiple front, by the way, before people get too caught up on whether that's a 3-piece, a guy that's going to play well in a 3-front kind of formation or a 4-front. We know they're multiple. So whatever
if you get the right guy, you could change that front also.
Yeah. Yeah, like I think Landon Jackson is a 4-piece in the NFL. He needs to be with a 4-front, 4-down lineman defense. Like I think that's where Landon Jackson would excel, right? Where you have someone kind of helping you absorb the double teams and help you out if you're doing a lot of stunning. You need someone there next to you that can. There's not very many Aaron Donalds in the NFL anymore, where a guy can just beat double teams left and right. Landon Jackson's raw. By the way, the draft is coming up. Are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I usually watch the first and second round usually, and then I'm just like, bah. And then I just find out what Razorbacks got drafted on Twitter.
Yeah. That's coming
up. You think
up.
Landon's going in first or second?
I think he's probably going to likely end up in the second, maybe slip to the third.
Yeah.
But most likely a second round. Maybe someone rolls the dice on him.
I haven't even checked Kuiper's predictions for anything yet.
Everything I've seen with Landon is they like him somewhere in the 55 and back pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to wait and see. It'd be awesome if he snuck in the first round. That way you could say, well, look, Arkansas got another first rounder.
Yeah.
It'd be good for Pittman,
Deke Adams too.
He could for sure, Deke Adams, make him look a little better. Like, hey, look, we are producing guys into the first round. But I don't know. Most projections have Jackson somewhere between like 55 all the way back to like 70. But he did himself a lot of favors in with his NFL combine for sure.
Yeah. It sucks he got hurt in that Missouri game too.
I don't know what Hogwild Niner's talking about here. This is what happens when you play favorites instead of the best player. Are you talking about like Madden Iamaleava? If that's the argument, I don't listen. Then you know more about what's going on with the quarterback, with the QB2 position than I do.
Yeah,
because I mean, like I said, I've not heard any conflicting reports that TJ Jackson was garbage. Right? I mean, we have to remember 2-year player. This is a 2-year player in the Petrino system versus Madden Iamaleava, who didn't play his senior year in high school, and he's a first-year guy in a very complicated offense. What you said?
I think. Oh no, that's fine. I think there may be multiple variables to it. I think maybe he dropped to the third, or maybe the playbook thing, or maybe the money thing. There's a few different ways it could happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't know. Everything we say is just,
we don't know.
Speculation.
It's all speculation. We don't know. We like I said, we'll find out in a few years in a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's going to end up on a Theo Von podcast or a.
They're talking about Theo Von replacing Lee Corso. I've seen multiple reports of that, dude.
No,
that would be crazy.
Homie doesn't know football. Does he know football?
Probably. He's a redneck, dude. It's like a Louisiana boy. I bet he knows football.
I've listened to him enough where I don't know.
I think he would go off on a tangent.
Like, I guess it's true to say like Corso was really just there to be like the comic relief.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense, but there's no way Theo Von takes that spot. Like Corso had was a great college football background, right? At one point in time before he, old age got the better of him, he was a good, like you could listen to him and he would make sense.
Kyle's got a good point. He's like, Saban might kill Theo. That would be comedy, bro.
Well, or if I could see, if anyone were to take his spot, it should be McAfee, if he's not already like.
McAfee's on it, right? Are you talking about he should replace McAfee?
Well, no, like McAfee take Corso's spot and then just have it be that for game day.
Yeah.
Because I know he already hosts a bunch of stuff. He's already kind of doing his thing. I don't know. I don't like Theo Von in that role. That doesn't make sense to me.
I can't believe Corso lasted as long as he did.
You know who'd be great in that spot? Who knows college ball? Who keeps up with it? He's a diehard Notre Dame fan.
Shane Gillis.
That
would be wonderful.
But I don't think they could afford him. Gillis would probably ask for, a gold.
Maybe he made it. Dude, I would do it for free. That'd be pretty legit.
Shane Gillis has got a lot of stock right now. Like Shane Gillis
he needs to do another special.
Season 2 of Tires is coming out and I can't wait.
Do you ever watch Kill Tony?
I always watch clips of Kill Tony.
Kill Tony is on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting.
Dude, that guy is a savage, by the way. Tony Hedgecliffe is a savage.
Tony's crazy, dude.
Shane Gillis isn't energetic enough, but he's great. He doesn't have to be energetic. Like, you don't have to replace someone like you don't have
like
to
Lee Corso was just full of energy or something.
Like you're probably not going to ever replace that guy, right? Like, as far as what Corso, go watch his older clips when he was doing that. Like,
get the old ball coach. That's who I'd like to see him up. Steve. Oh man. Okay. The South Carolina head coach and the Florida head coach. Oh my God. Who's that? Ty, I need a name. I got a name.
Who? What?
The old ball coach from South Carolina and Florida.
Steve Spurrier?
Yeah, dude Spurrier. He's old. And he knows ball.
Still,
and he's funny, dude.
I still don't like that guy. He didn't vote for McFadden to be All-American.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't vote for him. I don't think he voted for him for All-American or the Heisman.
Kyle said Danny knows perfect person to replace Corso.
You guys can keep Spurrier.
Because they're both archaic.
Tim Dillon. I'd rather have Tim Dillon. That dude is also, he's interesting without a doubt. All right, we could put a pin in it there. I do appreciate everyone. This was well, it's always fun when we have these last second changes, but
he gave us some stuff to talk about, and he committed while we were live.
We already had a whole plethora of things to talk about. Like we only scratched the surface on a couple things,
and we went an hour and a half.
And we didn't go into the red-white scrimmage as much as I wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
About that, how they I feel like they really mess that up, waiting for people. Did you read some of the comments? People are like, well, I'm glad I traveled all the way up here.
You mean
that.
all of the comments?
Well,
everybody was
yeah.
pissed.
But I mean, like the people who had traveled, like those people were tweeting and they're like, bro, I traveled. Listen, first off, you probably should have looked at the forecast, right? You should have known there's a possibility this thing was not going to happen.
Or watch the press conference. You know, the thing I will say, and I will get into this for just a quick second. How are you going to cancel an indoor autograph signing session?
I didn't understand that either.
That was weird.
And that's where some of the fans were like, I don't get this. And the communication has been just strange at times from the university. And it also goes back to like, you know, are they not doing the thing with Little Rock anymore where they're going to every other year we're going to go to Little Rock and scrimmage there? Like what happened to that? Which I'm all for not doing, but
yeah.
It just seems like there are things the communication is just not super great at times.
It was weird, and I honestly think Pittman was glad they didn't have a damn spring game.
He didn't want one.
Dude, I wouldn't want one. The way all the poaching that's going on, I wouldn't want one at all. I wouldn't want no one hearing about nothing I got going on.
Well, okay, but here's the thing, right? They didn't play a spring game. What happened today?
That's fair.
It's going to happen regardless.
You know
you already have a pretty good idea of who's who. They don't necessarily have to have a scrimmage. Like all you got to do is read with the media, with that team's media, you know, what those people are writing, what they're saying on YouTube and other podcasts. Like that's all you got to do.
People would have been madder if Madden would have came out and killed it in the spring game and then hit the portal because he probably would have done this regardless.
Oh my God.
People would have been even madder. Just like they were mad when that one player, that's what I'm going to call him, who killed it in the wide receiver who did the big run in the bowl game when he hit the portal.
Yeah. All right. Well, he got a whole bunch of, he got a lot of publicity. He had that one big play.
Yeah.
And then he ran with it. And
everybody was mad about that. And I think he may have ended up at UCLA, as a matter of fact.
Actually, that's a good question.
We had a player end up, if I knew his name, I'd look him up. But one of our players ended up at UCLA this year. Because I was like, oh, fair trade for Madden. I remember saying that.
So they lost. So Desmond James ended up at Cal.
Okay, I was close.
Addison Nichols. God, I forget. He went to SMU. Brad Spence went to Texas. Tykees Crawford ended up at West Virginia. Who's the other one? Oh yeah, Sanford went to Purdue, which I kind of get, but still sucks. You had two players end up at App State. Davion Dozier and Dylan Haas ended up at App State.
Not super mad at that. Dozier, I was a little upset to lose, but he was trying to dip the year before.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, you thought we were leaving, but we're not.
Yeah, I know. We kind of hinted that
we did. Yeah. We won't hold it.
Apparently that I'm just gonna have to. Oh, again, Bob catching the L again. He
came back.
He came back and he just got he got timed out again.
I was gonna say it must be a timeout thing.
Hey man, if you're a glutton for punishment, I'm here to dish it out, my friend. All right, that's gonna do it. That is seriously gonna do it. We do appreciate you guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the Garage Door Company, same day services, quality parts. Well, you know the rest. They're just great. And Travis, you guys do good work. Appreciate you being the first and still longtime sponsor of this show. And I love it when you come on, man.
For sure. Appreciate you having me, my man.
Love it when you're here.
BroThrow. We skip the ads today, guys, because we needed to get straight to it.
Yeah, we had to get right to it. BroThrow, of course, as always, great peer-to-peer sports betting. Go check them out. You got the NBA playoffs happening. Maybe go lay down a bet. They are local. That is a local company based right out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. So why not? And they're all U of A guys too, by the way, that run that. So why not go give them some support, go lose some money, or maybe win some money. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm going to bet on the Celtics eventually.
There's your money you're going to lose.
Dude.
Davier went to UCLA, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to chat for that one.
That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
He was the one that went to, you're right.
Nailed it.
See, now I got to make sure.
No.
Yeah, Nico Davier. Yeah, he went to UCLA. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then, of course, you had the three go to Ole Piss. Anyways, so shout out to Patreon supporters as well. I'm gonna reveal the cards for this month for autographed cards for legendary status members this week, maybe even tonight. I don't know. I got stuff I got to do, but I will reveal those cards sooner than later. So make sure if you want to sign up for an opportunity at winning one of these bad boys, one of these autographed cards, you got to become a Patreon legendary status member. That also comes with unlocking all of Tusk Talk with Ty Discord. All right, that's it. I appreciate you guys. We will see you, I guess, when we see you.
Yeah.
Be good. Or don't.
Maybe not.